Did you know, Colby?
Know what, Barry?
That with superpowers comes super responsibility, and so if there's a young lady there, I'm gonna pee on her. Jesus Christ!
That's a great way to start this episode.
That is wildly the more appropriate way to say it than how they did it in this 2000s movie.
Yes. Yep.
What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watched It. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the last movie of They Did What? Month. and before we reveal the movie,
How do I write that like in our posts when we put these up?
it's like 4 A's, 4 to 8 A's.
Okay.
And then exclamation point, question
What?
mark. Before we reveal this movie, I gotta ask you, Colby, have you ever even heard of this movie?
So I have not ever seen this movie. We did a different themed month that kind of correlates, and I looked at this for that month, but I couldn't find it easily available, so I kind of bypassed it. As much as I will say without giving anything away.
Oh, so you thought about this movie for something?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's man. It is funny. I'll talk about like who wrote this and directed it. It is kind of hilarious.
Yes.
But just because, I also have never heard of this film until I was like, I gotta look up some movies. What are some movies that you don't know that people did? Because I guess you could also look at it as a way as this whole month it's very much like what was that puppet movie we did from the guy who directed Lord of the Rings?
Oh, Meet the Feebles.
Meet the Feebles, directed by Peter Jackson, right?
Yep.
And you're like, I can't believe he did that and then did Lord of the Rings.
Right.
And this whole month has just pretty much been that. And it might be funny too, because some people might watch these movies and just look at these directors differently. It's like finding out your favorite director did hardcore pornography, or it's like when you found out Stallone was in a porno.
Right. Yeah.
I've looked for that. I can't find it anymore.
I think he's done a good job of
burying
it. Yeah.
He's like, no one's gonna see this Italian sausage. Oh, there's been this resurgence of people watching the first the Rocky series, and it's always great. I love watching reaction channels for that because it's like watching somebody watch something supposedly for the first time.
Yeah.
All right. But no, let's get into our first segment where I give you guys a little Dr. Seuss trailer. Is it the Justice League or the Avengers? Nope. They might be late and unkept, but don't lose hope. When we get a strobe of aspiration, we start feeling indestructible with inspiration. And we will always fight back. So let's run amok. Let's run amok. You better believe that. Because these guys are the perfect vessels for the hero group, the Specials.
Yes. You put their names in it?
Yeah. Oh, it was very hard. We will win.
I don't remember the German, but...
That is the only way I could fit that, Weevil Man or whatever his name was.
Yes, yeah.
Into this whole story. Yes, today we're going to be talking about the 2000 release, The Specials, written by James Gunn and directed by Craig Mazin, who, in his long career, has directed Dune. Oh wait, maybe was he? No, he got a special thanks. I think I'm like looking at his thing right now.
But he directed a couple of scary movies.
Yeah, a couple of the scary movies. He's been on a lot of TV, a lot of great TV, like Chernobyl and The Last of Us.
Yeah.
The Hangover, like 2 and 3. Senseless, which is like a personal, not even a guilty pleasure movie. That's a good movie with Marlon Wayans and Matthew Lillard.
Yep.
It's kind of crazy. His career has been pretty decent as well. A lot of like sequel stuff.
Yeah.
On TV.
Yeah.
But the main portion is the James Gunn.
Right.
And this cast.
This is an incredible cast for a movie with like a $700 budget.
Like, oh my gosh, it has Flint Margot, or not Flint Margot. It has Thomas Haden Church, who played probably one of the most sympathetic villains, I feel like, in superhero films. In Flint Margot.
Yep, Sandman.
Sorry, go ahead.
I would say I always remember him as Lowe from the dim-witted repairman on Wings. Well, I really liked that sitcom back in the day.
I think every time that came on, as a kid, I was like, I don't want to watch that.
He was my favorite part. It was him and then the guy who ended up playing Monk.
Oh, Tony Shalhoub?
Yeah. He was in it as well. And I liked both of them more than I liked the two stars.
The two main people. Yeah, he was also like the teacher in Easy A. Mm-hmm. Probably. And he has his voice has like a very good like vibrato to it.
Yes. Yeah.
He was also like the bad guy in George of the Jungle.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, this guy has been in a lot of things that you probably don't know him from, or you probably don't know him, but you like seen him. Definitely. We also have Paget Brewster from what's it called? She was in Friends, but she was also in Criminal Minds. That's like I think her longest running thing.
Okay.
Who else? Sean Gunn, obviously. Judy Greer. God. Yeah. I've had a crush on her far too long.
Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah. You know, like for a good while, he was like playing a lot of like these like serial killer things on TV. And he kind of looks.
See, I always remember he was like
the Jamie experience.
Oh, exactly, and then he was like Malibu's Most Wanted, where he was
traffic, looking for my chapstick.
The white gangster. Yep.
Oh man. And what's it called? Obviously James Gunn. He's in this as well. But probably the biggest one is Rob Lowe. I feel like he had like some rough patches for a bit.
Right?
Like, I think
this has got to be about the same time he's doing like Tommy Boy and.
Yeah, but like I feel like because like during the 80s, super big.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Super, good looking, very charismatic. Kind of a rough patch in the 90s. He was settling into the Kevin Bacon type of situation, playing a lot of sort of villainous or just like very, he's like a good looking guy, so he's obviously evil type of characters. And then I think what kind of brought him back into like, I think more mainstream is probably Parks and Rec.
Right.
That was like a Rob Lowe's Essence.
Right, yeah. That was the it's weird that like chunk of sitcoms brought people back. It was he got brought back with that. It was like Charlie Sheen had kind of like
off. 2.5 Men. Yeah.
He had kind of like gone off the wagon and then 2.5 Men kind of made him a household name again.
Yeah. So yeah, that's but this this cast is super big. I obviously want to keep bringing up Judy Greer because she always plays crazy, and I kind of blame her a little bit for loving crazy.
Yeah, I think she likes that part.
Do you think?
Excuse me.
Do you think she's even playing a role? I don't care.
Right. It just might be.
I don't care though. But yeah, this movie is it feels almost like a spoof.
Right.
It's definitely like a spoof type of movie.
I was surprised that I hadn't heard of this. Because being a comic store guy and everything 2000, this was like
right up your alley.
Right up my alley.
And it just slipped under the radar. You know, the internet wasn't as big.
Yeah.
During the early 2000s, it's very was Angel Fire websites. Oh man, but yeah, let's start talking about this movie. This movie, it opens up with like pretty much the whole cast kind of waking up, starting their day.
Right. Yep.
And we really sort of, I would say, the main character of this is Nightbird, who is this rookie hero.
Yes.
Because we kind of follow her for the most part.
Right, and because she's just joining the team, and so they kind of use her as the introduction to all the other characters. They're like, hey, I will give you the tour, and this is this guy, and this is this guy.
Yeah, and that's like a good 30 minutes of the movie. But also, it's like she's getting her introduction to all of the heroes, right?
Right.
And so she's meeting like Amok, who's played by Jimmy Kennedy, very Nightcrawler skin.
Yes, yeah.
And his power is like, was it antimatter projection or whatever?
Right, and he used to be a bad guy, and it converted him into a good guy.
Yeah, we also one of the other heroes is Mr. Smart, and when we get introduced to him, he looks like a professor, but he has like this nose invention.
I don't think I know him from anywhere, but when he had the nose invention on, when they first showed him, I thought he was the heavy-set housing designer from Beetlejuice.
I thought it was Arnie Lang.
Oh, or they...
Yeah, that sort of situation. We get introduced to it's spelled Minute. But we get introduced to James Gunn as a Minute Man.
Yes.
And next to him is Judy Greer playing Deadly Girl. And
Yep.
their power, Minute Man, is his pretty much Ant-Man. He could just go small.
Right.
But he doesn't retain the full power of a human-sized adult man.
Right. He just gets small, and then he's the strength of a 1-inch person.
Maybe we don't really delve too much into it, right?
That's true, yeah.
But he talks about his powers, and I was like, that doesn't sound great.
Yeah.
Like, you should probably stay at the base do paperwork. We also get introduced to Deadly Girl. She has a pretty cool power. She can, like, kind of teleport, but when she teleports, she goes into, like, a different realm of, like, demons and skeletons.
Right. So, in a weird way, if you're an X-Men fan, what Nightcrawler, he teleports by doing that, going through another realm.
Yeah, and it's like a hellish realm, too.
Yeah.
It's not different ever. It's always the same hellish realm. We also get introduced to Miss Indestructible and the Strobe, who are our other sort of main characters.
Right.
The Strobe is sort of like pretty much the other male lead, but he is sort of like he's the leader of the specials, and he's kind of a pompous, self-centered jackass.
I guess as a leader you have to be. I got so like Homelander vibes from him. Like before you found out Homelander was a bad guy from The Boys. Like
yeah, like he's
like
not like
very arrogant.
Yeah, he's not like a psychopath. He's just very like narcissistic. You know, because later he gets into like this whole speech, and it's like,
Yeah.
Mrs. Indestructible is played by Paget Brewster, and she is like the wife of the Strobe, and she's sort of, she's indestructible,
right?
But like, she's not like Luke Cage. I don't think so.
Right? Not strong. No,
Yeah.
no other superpower. She's just.
Yeah, impervious to the indestructible skin. You know? Except for eyes. Because in Deadly Girl's like, her eyes aren't indestructible. This is a very dysfunctional group. This is the Suicide Squad without the really cool power.
I was thinking this is Doom Patrol.
No. Yeah, that is perfect. That is actually perfect. If they had a robot, which I guess they kind of do with Alien Orphan, played by Sean Gunn. And it's so funny because you can totally tell the budget of this movie because there's portions of this movie where his green skin is like they didn't have enough green makeup for it.
Just kind of wiping off.
Yeah. And then we also get introduced to Power Chick, who is like sort of the mom to Alien Orphan.
Right.
But she's like very perky. She's sort of that mom that's always baking cookies.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
and yeah, she's definitely like, because they kind of go in a little later, they go in that like Alien Orphan was basically like this green blob that was their enemy for a little while. But then it started to manifest human emotions and abilities and form. And so it's like a giant baby kind of, but that she's just kind of been like the mom who adopted it.
Yeah, she's like she's like a great mom though. She's like super supportive. She's like trying to teach her like words, trying to teach him words and stuff.
Yeah. I don't mean to say it like any derogatory way or anything, but it's like a special needs 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Like just distracted by things and like eating a stick of butter and just
definitely on the spectrum.
Off. Yeah.
Because that's definitely what I mean. I used to be in childcare and what's it called in Nevada? If you're in childcare, it's like it's 3 kids per adult, or 3 to 6. I can't remember the exact. It's been like 15 years.
Right.
But if you do have somebody who's like on the spectrum or has like special needs, it's one-on-one. Yeah. So but it definitely reminded me of that because you're trying to interact.
Right.
And but definitely that whole vibe. We also get introduced to U.S. Bill, who is probably also on the.
To me, he was like, he's got super strength, so he's super strong. He can lift a car, but he's like super simple, like farm boy, kind of like.
Very Forrest Gump.
Yeah. Well, yes. Yeah.
He's super nice though. He's like a super nice person, and you're like, that's the kind of demeanor you want from somebody who has super strength.
and he's the only one who's like super hung up on his mask.
Yeah,
which is like later on in the movie becomes a problem, but. And
then we also get introduced to 8, who has 8 bodies.
Right, one consciousness,
yeah,
8 bodies, but they're not like, it's not like Multiple Man where it's like 8 of the same person. It's a black gentleman and an old guy and like a little short woman and
it's like an Asian woman.
Yeah,
it's honestly kind of great for recon though.
True.
If you guys ever watch Naruto, it's like the 6 paths of pain. And then what's it called? And then during this whole introduction sequence, they're talking about like their backstories, sort of their powers and all that stuff. Like they mentioned 8 was like a CIA experiment gone wrong.
Right. Yep.
Like Strobe talks about him falling into a vat of chemicals, very Joker-like origins and stuff like that. So there's like small little things like that as well. And then we also get into, and then she finally gets Nightbird finally gets introduced to the Weevil, who his dad had swallowed an Egyptian insect or something.
Yes,
and gave him the powers of a weevil. I don't know.
Right, and so he's had powers longer than anybody else on the team. And
since he was like 14.
Yeah, and he was an original founding member of the Specials, along with Stretch Man,
Miss Indestructible, and Minute Man. I think those were like the original 4 or 5.
Yeah,
something like that. But then they talk about Stretch Man having gotten cancer.
Right.
Something.
Oh yes, because there was something in the water
in his region.
in the northern region, and so there was a lot of people who have stretchy powers, but they all got mouth cancer and died.
That's what it was, mouth cancer. And it's like, I bet you he's smiling down from heaven. Well, if he still has a mouth. I was like, gee, I'm pretty sure he got a mouth in heaven. And then like, but they start a whole little specials meet.
And it's filmed. It's at this time there was like the MTV reality shows were in full swing, so you get a whole lot of the little like cutaway to one person sitting like in a room and kind of giving his like little 3 or 4 sentences about the situation. That little like reality show cutaway that.
Yeah, like you sort of like during this whole time you're getting little cuts of their personalities.
Yeah.
Right, and a lot of these people aren't great. Like the only ones that are like kind of decent is Power Chick, Alien Orphan, but that's because Power Chick is like taking care of him.
Right, yeah.
U.S. Bill is kind of decent. He's a decent guy, and I really think that's it.
Right.
Everyone else they're kind of messed up in the head.
And then most of the cutaways, like you said earlier, like the bird girl,
Nightbird.
Most of the cutaways are to her, like little.
Yeah, little introductions that she's getting from everything.
Yeah.
So it's kind of jarring a little bit, but it is probably one of James Gunn's earliest type of movie situations, right? I guess like Deadly Girl and Minute Man are kind of like decent. They're like regular people.
Right.
They're not really. I mean, Deadly Girl's a little dark, but that's her character, and I mean, obviously she teleports into a demon dimension, but she's like, yeah, they're my friends though, because then she's able to summon like skeleton knights and.
Yep, and then she talks to the dead. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure she could just do this by herself.
Right.
She's pretty much a necromancer, and that's a pretty dangerous thing in D&D. You're like, you can kind of solo an adventure.
Yeah, no, she's great. I was like, she's always just, it's super attitudey.
Yeah, like what's it called when Power Chick is trying to teach Alien Orphan some words, and she's like, he didn't say that. Stop celebrating it because he didn't do it. Like, very early 2000s angst. Yeah, it's very telling for the time. But so all of a sudden they hold a meeting. Welcome Nightbird. What are your powers, Nightbird? She's like, I have some bird powers.
Yeah,
she doesn't really divulge what it is, and they're like, oh, and like Minute Man is like, oh, can you fly? And she's like, oh no.
She's just kind of general bird powers.
Yeah, which is like what?
And later on, they ask again, and they're like, "Can you talk to birds?" And she's like, "No, but like the birds and we kind of have an understanding."
Yeah, like in my head the whole time I was like, "Oh, maybe she's like Squirrel Girl,"
Right.
Because Squirrel Girl, if you've read her comics, her power isn't like just summoning squirrels.
Right.
I think her a lot of people say her power is to never lose. Cause she's duked it out with some heavy hitters.
Yeah, like you never see her win, but she always wins.
Because she's fought against Thanos.
Right, Dr. Doom.
She soloed all of them too.
Yep.
Everyone hates it. It's like it's such a gag character too. But no, and so they start this meeting, and then the Strobe was like, "Well, Nightbird, let me tell you a story," and Amok is like, "No, I don't want to fucking hear this again." He is. There's a lot of things that Amok says that I probably can't say word for word.
Right. Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable saying it because later he talks about doing things to dogs. And I'm like, no wonder James Gunn got in trouble for some tweets. But no, and so like, all right, fine, Amok. Let's take a general vote
Right.
because Nightbird hasn't heard this.
Yeah.
And she's trying to sort of not suck up, but like she's like, well, I'm
But
the
it's
new
her first
person.
day, yeah.
You don't want to ruffle feathers,
Right,
on the
especially
first
not
day.
the leader.
Yeah, so she's like, I'll hear it, and then like so they take a vote, and it's 6-6, and then the strobe, and then Mrs. Indestructible is like, raises her hand, and the Muck's like, fucking shit, son of a bitch. And so he goes to the story. He's like, well, like me and my brother, we fell into this vat, and we easily could have been bad guys. I mean, I shoot fucking lasers from my hands.
Right.
Which, I mean, he's also probably, like, pitching way below his league. I mean, you can do more with that, right?
Right. Yeah, because, like, he's got actual real superpowers. Like
something useful.
Yeah.
Like, Mr. Smart also, because it looks like he's inventing things.
Right.
So he's someone also that could have easily became a bad guy as well, right? But he's like talking about it. He's like telling his story, and he's like, yeah, and then, I forgot who said it, but he's like, but, someone told me with superpowers comes super responsibilities.
Yep.
And they're just like, and then like Power Chick is like, Nightbird, she's like super into it too, because like, when you're a rookie, it's very, very like The Boys, when Starlight first comes into the 7.
Right. Oh yeah, it's like these are the stars.
Yeah.
Man, that's wow.
And so like, yeah. Oh, and then like the whole meeting adjourns a little bit, and then we catch Weevil and Mrs. Indestructible in the laundry room.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, is there a little
There's a little
tension?
yeah.
There's a little what's it called? What's her name? Sue Richards name war situation happening.
There we go. Yep.
Yeah. The most famous affair in comic book history. But like it doesn't. It feels like that, but there's not really a clear thing to it. So like, okay, maybe there's just some sexual. It's very Wolverine, Jean Grey tension. They never crossed the line, but I never liked Jean Grey with Cyclops.
I didn't even ever think about that, but yes, if Ted shoots lasers out of his arms, Scott shoots lasers out of his eyes. Both kind of that annoying, pompous leader.
You're very Boy Scout. Well, I mean, Scott is much more of a Boy Scout.
Yeah.
I understand Scott Summers, though. It's a lot of fucking pressure, dude.
Oh, right.
So it sucks, because then if you're Scott Summers, you have to be perfect.
Right.
Because you're like the face of mutants, right?
Yeah.
And, but very same dynamic. We see the Strobe. He's in Bel Air, having dinner with a former sidekick.
Right.
What is his name?
What's his brother?
Oh, that's his brother. Okay, what was his?
And
it's like the what's it called?
Zoom or something like that. But he runs
Flickster.
Flick.
Oh yeah,
It was
the flicker or whatever. I don't
Yeah.
know, something fast.
Yes.
And his brother's like, "Come on, like just here. Your powers are perfect for industrial work. I can get you so much money."
Right.
Because he's living in this mansion in Bel Air, and if you guys don't know, like, obviously you have to make a lot of money. I mean, look at Uncle Phil from The Fresh Prince. He was a lawyer.
Exactly. Yep.
Who later became partner. America's dad.
And so he apparently is he's left the superhero game, and he is now the booker. He finds broker.
Yeah.
He finds people who are superpowers who don't want to be superheroes or supervillains, and he finds them jobs where they can take advantage of their superpowers.
I mean, that's where the money is, right? The private sector?
Right.
I mean, look at a lot of people that are in the military. They usually go private after and just make I mean, obviously you have to have like a skill that translates into the,
Right.
A lot of it's like computer and private security.
Totally,
and stuff.
like thinking of those jokes where of the Justice League, where like Batman's like, "I'm the leader because I fund this."
I don't even think he wants to be the leader. Is it not that? Because it's always like every time you see it, it's always Superman leading meetings.
Right, yeah.
Batman is just like a silent partner.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's so many. I don't know if you ever seen that clip, but they're like they're talking about funding, and then Batman's like, "Don't worry, I got it." And then Wonder Woman's like, "Oh, hold on, I could pitch in. Wonder Woman merchandise is doing great," and he just stays silent. It wasn't even worth a rebuttal. I love Batman in the animated series, like the Justice League and Unlimited, because there's so much comedy that comes off of it. It's so dry.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, he's trying to get his brother into it. He's like, "No, I'm a hero. This is what we're supposed to do," and he's like, "We're about to have toys come out."
Right, because that is the goal of superheroes. It's like toys come out, you get the funding. That's like what they mentioned is like the actors get your Oscars, superheroes get action figures.
Yeah, because then remember the commercials? It's always like those plastic boxes, and you use it and you the toys out.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore.
I was always
classic. Like 80s, 90s action figure.
I was always like, where do I get these plastic boxes? I want to something.
Yep.
Oh, I used to love like the WWE toys. Especially when they came out with like the tables that break.
Right.
So
with the ring that was like rubber bands, and you could like, flick them across the ring.
Oh my! And then when they started like putting like the joints into them, so you could do like the Stone Cold Stunner and stuff like that. Right. I was like, oh, this is so cool. I can't tell you how hard it was to find the Hardy Boys in the full 360 motion.
Right. Yep.
With the pants. But yeah, that was the goal, and they're like, all right, cool. But like, as everyone's kind of adjourning, Nightbird, she goes home, but then she, Minute Man comes to like hang out with her. Amok has already said a couple of like super derogatory. It's like, hey, did you see the new girl? I want to fuck her.
Pretty much, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
That's pretty much what he's saying the whole time. So Minute, super enamored by Nightbird.
Well, right, because Muck even makes the comment. He's like, oh, I don't want to be like the good superhero. I want to be like just the fun superhero who gets to like go to parties and do a lot of chicks.
Yeah. Yeah. Like an anti-hero.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Or just a hero for hire. That's pretty much what he wants.
Right, yeah.
Just be, you want me to save you? All right, man. Well, it's going to cost you like $10,000. I need so much cocaine to buy. Again, if you're a superhero, I don't think you should be doing drugs.
Right.
Unless you're like the Flash.
There is a Marvel superhero who's like powered by cocaine. Like the superpowers.
Was he from Maxim, the Maxim line?
No, he was like
Marvel?
it was a
80s superhero. That has to be an 80s superhero.
It was like an X-Force or something.
Yeah. He was probably doing it with Wolverine. Because I think I had a comic from that Maxim was their mature.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I had a comic where Wolverine had coke on his claws, and he was like sniffing it out from his claws.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also a couple superheroes that like drugs and alcohol don't do anything to them, like Cap.
Oh right, Flash.
The Flash. It just his metabolism kills it so fast he doesn't get to have it.
Yeah.
But I know Minute Man goes to Nightbird, and he's like, "Oh hey, you nervous about tonight's banquet and all that stuff?" And he's like, "Oh, she's like, very naive girl."
Right.
And she's kind of like, what's it called? Entertaining the conversation.
Yeah.
But Minute Man is like, "Oh man," and he closes his eyes and he starts to like lean in. And she's like, "We should go."
Yeah. Oh, we have that thing we gotta go do.
And so everyone starts to go to the unveiling of this toy
of the action figure,
and
they're super excited because Ted, he's all like, "Yeah, if the action figures do well, we'll be able to get a big screen TV to monitor
the world."
The world.
and all that stuff. Yeah, because they're finally gonna get some decent funding. I mean, what is it called? They say like in the beginning of the movie, they say like the specials are like maybe 6th or 7th in line
Of superhero teams.
of
Yeah.
superheroes. That's not even like junior varsity.
Right.
That's like little league.
Yeah.
So they're not funded. But what's it called? U.S. Bill gets there first, and he's like, "Oh, I'm here too early. I'm sorry. I thought the thing was at 7:30." And he's like, later we see him brushing his teeth in the public restroom.
Right. Right.
Mrs. Smart is like, first of all,
And he doesn't have his mask on, and
Yeah.
Mr. Smart walks in, and he just freaks out.
yeah. But like, first of all, Mr. Smart's invention, the one we first see him with, where he's like smelling everything, that is the worst. That is fucking disgusting.
So it's a mask that allows him to smell 300 times better than a normal person.
So he goes to the bathroom to U.S. Bill, and he's like, "Can you get this off of me? Because I'm going to tell you right now, the world smells like urine." It doesn't even specify. You know what I mean? That's like the worst smelling thing. Like,
Yeah. Yep.
Like, put that on when you're at a Michelin star restaurant.
And it's like it needs like 4 fingers to squeeze at the same time to come off. And so he's like, here, you put your 2 fingers here, and then, just hold it. Don't pull.
And U.S. Bill being remedial, he's like, "What?"
Pull? Okay. Rip.
And he's like, "Oh my god, oh my god,
Down my nostril.
Oh, what's it called? Oh, who else is it? Oh, Nightbird is talking to a muck, but she's like on some stairs, so she's like maybe 2 steps on top of him.
Yeah.
And he's trying to be like, "Yeah, I was like really into art, like van art though." But the whole time,
Just.
staring at her boobies.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, I really like your uniform.
It is amazing. And she's like trying to like sort of entertain. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I saw this van that has some art. It was like Van Gogh." Haha, get it? Because it's Van, which he later steals.
Right.
So I was like, does he do art? But then she gets totally disgusted because she's looking at where his eyes are, and she's just like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never mind. And then later on, she goes and she meets up with U.S. Bill, and U.S. Bill is probably the one person that didn't mean anything by it,
Right.
because they're at the punch bowl, and he's like, "Yeah, punch is really good. It tastes so good, And I just wonder what else. I mean, there's probably other things that taste good when it hits your tongue, right?" And
Don't you like when things taste good after they touch your tongue?
and she's just like, "Oh, where's HR? Does this society have an HR department?" Disgusted. And
it's so funny because it's like you watch the cartoons and the movies and stuff. Now they kind of go into it a little bit more, but like there's you always see like superheroes fighting the bad guys, and you don't see like all the how do they actually interact in like hanging out in the headquarters just waiting for the next call.
yeah, and that's why I like the Justice League Unlimited series, because you kind of just get that.
Yeah.
And I like these long series forms, because then you get like those, like they're like filler episodes, but they're great. Also, like what's it called, like the Harley Quinn show that HBO was doing for a bit. Those were really cool. Those are always fun. Like, it's like, what do they do on their days off?
Yeah.
What's it called? But all of a sudden, Weevil gets first Weevil goes to the Strobe while he's doing a interview. Oh no, first it was a muck going to Strobe while he's doing an interview, and he's like, "Fuck you." Pretty much. That's pretty much, like, the Strobe was trying to save this interview. He's all like, at the specials headquarters, we like to josh with each other. You're a dweeb. And he's like, "No, you're a fucking dweeb."
Yeah, he's trying to take the insult and make it into like a
Yeah.
oh yeah, we just play with each other like that.
Yeah, because like during his speech, another thing that he said, he's like, "I'm like God," and he's like, He's trying to be like, we have to have a very presentable aura about us,
Right.
because what else is there? You know, like we have to think about our sponsors.
Right, right.
You know, very
Yeah, because like early on, he makes like a little speech, and he's like to the group, and he's talking about like, he's like, hey, you know, if I can't drink in public because then, you know, what if somebody's got a poster of me on their wall and they're an alcoholic and they've been going through their 12-step process, and then they come home and they're like, they see me on TV drinking, and then they're like, oh, well, Flicker can drink, then so can
Or the
I.
Strobe can
Oh, the
drink.
Strobe can drink, so can I. And then he gets drunk, and then he hits his girlfriend with a crowbar. That's like it's my hand on the crowbar.
It's like 6 degrees away, but oh yeah, because there was the what's it called, like the TMZ from back in the day caught Weevil smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
He's like, what's wrong with smoking a cigarette, man? This job is fucking stressful. Well, who's it? Was it like Weevil and U.S. Bill?
Muck.
Oh, and it was of course it was a Muck.
And they're like in the stall of a bathroom,
like teenagers.
and he's like, this shouldn't be looking over there. What if we were in there like doing number 2
with each other? Me in the toilet, a Muck on my chest. It's just antimatter. It's funny too, because when a Muck is talking about wanting to fornicate or like, you know, coitus, he's like, I gotta be careful though, because if I get carried away with my emotions, now I'm doing a chick with no ass. Like, are you saying you just killed that chick? That's what I was like thinking. It's like, did you just murder somebody?
Pretty much, yep.
But no, and then the Weevil comes and he's like, hey, you're not gonna don't get mad. And he's like, well, I'm already mad, because if you're saying don't get mad, there's something to be mad about. It's like the worst setup to something, right?
Yep.
So it's like, if you're in a relationship, like, don't be angry.
Right. Don't be offended by this, but I don't mean this to be offensive, but let me tell you the most offensive thing I can.
Don't take it the wrong way.
Yeah.
No, but then he's like, look at Mr. Smart, and he has like a tampon in his face.
Yeah, he's got maxi pad like glued,
Oh yeah, maxi pad
stuck to his face to stop the bleeding of his nose.
I think it probably would have been better if he just got 2 tampons and stuck it in his nose.
Right. Yeah.
Very She's the Man throwback. No, but then all of a sudden, Mrs. Indestructible, you know, kind of waves Weevil over.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh no, are they? You know, and so what's it called? The toy distributor is like, hey, we want to show you guys the commercial, but we want everyone seated for this. So can you get everybody together?
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, we can't find Weevil and Mrs. Indestructible. And so the Strobe is like, ugh, fine, everybody fan out. And then we see Strobe go outside, and he notices Weevil's car a shaking.
Right.
And his wife is getting porked.
Yep.
They're porking.
Pork.
And he's distraught. You know, he comes back in. He sees Deadly Girl, and he's like, oh, whatever. And then so, you know, they get done porking, and so they do the TV commercial, and everyone's like, what the fuck? Is that who's it from Hank's Heroes or Hogan's Heroes?
Hogan's Heroes.
Yeah. A muck is, I think, a rejected He-Man action figure.
Right. It's like a blue He-Man action figure with an axe.
And a Viking helmet. He's like, is that a fucking Viking helmet? Minute Man is black.
So a black guy with a fishing pole.
He's like, fuck getting small, go fishing. He's like, inclusive.
And then Mrs. Indestructible has just got gigantic knockers.
Just huge honkers. They're definitely a hooters. You know, it's a funny story. Before we move on, I remember one of the first things I ever searched up on Yahoo, the internet, period, was Hooters, because Bud Bundy kept saying it on Married with Children. And I was
okay.
Like, I want to see some Hooters. So, you know, 15 minutes later, I finally saw some Hooters.
Right, because you dial up.
And so they're just not happy about this action figure situation, and
Yeah.
the distributor's like, "Oh yeah, we had a whole bunch of Hogan Hero like heads, so you know, the environment."
We just repurposed them.
Which is like the worst thing you want to see for something that's in you.
And then Bill, American Bill.
Oh yeah, U.S. Bill.
U.S. Bill. He's like, and they're like, U.S. Bill with removable mask. And that's his whole thing. Is all like, he's like the one person's like, no, I don't ever take my mask off, because what if the bad guys know that maybe I have a child, maybe I have a wife? Then they'd be able to find them, and they'd be able to use that against me. And they're like,
Mr. Smart is like, you have a child? He's like, I don't know, do I? And it's funny because I don't know if Peyton Manning was in the league yet, but that action figure had a huge forehead, and it looked like exactly like Peyton Manning. And so they go, they go up to the stage, and obviously Strobe is still in shock of who I presume is one of his best friends.
Right.
Was porking his wife.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, I got to tell you, the shit sucks. He's like, Jesus, this was just a terrible unveiling. I wanted to use this night to introduce the new addition to the team, Nightbird, but who knows? You might put a tit on her forehead. And at this point, Nightbird is just sort of disgusted by this whole day.
Right. Yep.
She's like, Jesus, what the fuck? and then so Strobe is like, I want to take this time to talk about the dissolution of the specials. The specials are no longer a thing. And he storms out, and Weevil and Mrs. Indestructible chase him out, and he's like, no, fuck you, Rob Lowe. You fucked my wife.
Right. And of course, it's a press event, so all the news is all like following him out.
Yeah, and I think this is the first time Deadly Girl showed some care.
Yeah.
Because she's like talking to Mrs. Indestructible, and she's like, what the fuck did you do?
Yeah.
And she's like, nothing. She's like, that's my friend. And he's like, that's my husband. And so as she's storming off, she hears that, and she clocks Mrs. Indestructible, which I guess later we do see where the black eye is like, not that indestructible.
Right. But she makes, Dead Girl does make that joke, that comment earlier. She's like, well, if I have to leave, at least I have some blackmail, because I know Mrs. Indestructible's weakness
is her eye.
And they're like, what? She doesn't have a weakness. Her eye.
Her eyes.
If the bad guys hit her in the eyes, then she'll go down.
I remember Will Ferrell talking about that in the movie. He's like, the eyes are the windows to the... Oh, I forgot. Maybe it's not Will Ferrell. He's like, I gotta do something about those eyes that just keep looking at me. Yeah, and so clocks up, and then the Strobe storms away. Deadly Girl's like, oh, what do we do now? Amok, Power Chick, Mr. Smart, and Alien Orphan, they just go to some club.
Right.
Deadly Girl goes back to the headquarters, because then I guess that's where she lives, and then she gets approached by Melissa Joan Hart, freaking Sabrina the Teenage Witch, as what was her name, Sunflower, or something.
Sun Girl, but the Dead Girl calls her Sunflower, because she's kind of have like this
sunflower outfit on.
It's supposed to be a sun, but yes, it does look like a sunflower.
And she's there to recruit Deadly Girl. She's like,
you should become a member of the Femme Five. And she's like, don't you already have like 7 members? And she's like, well, the numbers are like the use of the patriarchy against women to keep us down.
Yeah, she's like, we actually have 5. We already have 8, so it doesn't matter. Sounds like a conversation today, honestly.
Yep.
It's like, so I was at a game store today. Right, little segue. A girl came in, and she was talking about cars, and then I was like, sometimes when you're looking through things, people always interject, talk about like, oh, hey, you should try this, and then she was like, I don't need you to mansplain. I was like, wow, what? Like, you were asking the owner for some tips. And I was like, all right, let me throw in my 2 cents. I've been playing Magic for 12 years now or something like that. And she's like, I don't need your mansplaining. I was like, ugh. I wasn't. I was trying to give you some tips, bro. Any other person, it could have been a kid. It could have been a 50-year-old man. It's like, Jesus. But no, Deadly Girl's like, I'll think about it. Oh, meanwhile, like, Power Chick, Amok, they're at the club. Amok is talking about, he's like, I'm just going to go back to being a villain and doing unspeakable actions to dogs because that's pretty villainous. And Power Chick is like, what are you talking about? No, if you're going to do anything, just go back into art. I heard your van art is really cool. And she's like, yeah, you mean, you should definitely check out this one van I did. I put Van Go.
Like go.
Yeah.
G-O. Yeah. And then the funniest, like, Alien Orphan has not said an intelligible thing. And then the bartender comes by and it's like, hey, would you guys want anything to drink? And they're like,
gin and vodka or whatever.
Yeah.
Or no, vodka, gin and juice, whatever.
Yeah,
vodka,
and then Amok is like, I'll have a pina colada. Yeah. Hey, Alien Orphan, at this point they're calling him Doug. Hey, Doug, you want a pina colada? And he turns, he goes, no, I would like a Bloody Mary. Thank you.
And it looked like he's like, oh, fuck, I blew my cover. Yeah. But like they're having this night, and then all of a sudden, Alien Orphan sees like the stage, and he starts dancing on it. And then Kobe has a really cool anecdote about this whole situation because it's a whole dance number.
Yeah, so it's so funny because I always kind of watch other people's reviews and kind of get see if there's tips and things that I missed. And lots of times, you pick up things, and there's not very many reviews on this movie, but two of them, and it's like one of them was like, this is my favorite scene in the movie because Alien Orphan's up there dancing. And it's like you could see that this is kind of the start of where James Gunn puts dance scenes in all of his movies. And then Alien Orphan is played by
Sean Gunn,
James Gunn's brother. And so the other reviewer said almost the opposite. It was exactly the same scene. He's like, hey, this is my favorite scene in the movie because it makes me remember that James Gunn makes his brother do stupid things in every single one of his movies.
So very, very, very two different outlooks on that scene.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
but it was a hilarious scene.
Yeah.
And it's a great come together scene because as he's dancing,
everyone that's there, yeah. Power Chick, Mr. Smart.
Yep, they all get up on stage and they dance with him.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Nightbird, she goes to... so first Weevil goes to a new team headquarters.
Right.
Because he had told Amok that he's like, they're actually wanting to recruit me.
Right, yeah.
And so he was like, well, I don't have a job now, so I'll go over here. And this guy in a very goofy costume is like... Do you know why I am the most powerful man? And it's just like PTSD at this point.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh my god, it's the strobe all over again, And he's explaining why they wanted Weevil. It's mainly for merchandising.
Right. He's like, we've got a bunch of different colored uniforms, and we're just missing blue, and you always seem to wear blue, so you would bring the colors together.
And he's just like, all right, well, do I get a Weevil themed spaceship?
Yeah, right.
So, it's just like, well, if you're looking for a new job, there it is. And so, but no.
And this is the Crusaders. They're the number 2
The Crusaders, team. Exactly, right? And so, but after that, Nightbird goes to visit Weevil, and she's trying to talk to him, and he's comforting her and the whole situation that's happening. Does he try to hook up with her or no?
It seemed like he was going to, but then he doesn't.
Yeah,
and you it makes you feel like, wow, he's really kind of a good guy.
Yeah,
he's gonna come help her try to put this team back together.
I mean, besides fucking his friend's wife, he seems sort of whatever. And then she finally divulges what her power is, and she's like, I can hear really well, and I lay eggs. That's fucking disgusting. Are you just pooping eggs out? Do you eat them after? You know what I mean? it's funny too because like like Amok, and when him and Amok were talking about going to the Crusaders, he's like,
Right.
oh, you're gonna be one of those a-holes that talk about the specials going to special school and all that stuff, and it's just like he's like, no. So he's like, okay, he's kind of a decent guy, whatever.
Yeah.
And all that stuff, and so he kind of comforts her with that whole story. She's like, hey, that's a really useful thing, sometimes you need to hear shit from far away. and so like Nightbird, she goes back to the headquarters, tries to like drop off her uniform, and he runs into Mrs. Indestructible, and she's like, hey, this isn't like a cop situation, you don't turn in your badge.
Yeah.
But she kind of convinces Nightbird to come back in the morning.
Right, yeah, because Nightbird's kind of like, hey, I was here to make a difference. It was totally like boys were. Starlight is like, I'm here to, do good, and turns out that you guys are just a bunch of jerks. And
you guys are just all care about merchandising and
money,
fucking.
and yeah. It's weird. Like it's 23 years later, and it's like
still the same.
It's the same. Yeah.
I mean, it's. I don't want to say it's such a human thing,
right?
But like you in today's world, you can't give people powers.
Yeah.
Like if it was like the heroes, remember when like someone had made a pill and gave everybody powers?
Right.
You just can't, because there's gonna be an influx of crime, and then corrupt heroes. It's just humans are terrible. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy totally had it right. Probably the third, fourth most intelligent beings on the planet. But no. So the next morning, Miss Indestructible comes up to the strobe, and she's like, well, what do we do about us and all that stuff? And the strobe sort of has almost an epiphany.
Right.
He's like, well, I went to my brother and, talking about going to Detroit, making 6 figures, just doing some industrial work. But, and I thought about how should I punish you? And it's just like, I don't know, but the best punishment. Oh, because he first says, he's like, I noticed or figured that maybe I'm just so fucking self-centered.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus, I'm like God. What is that? But the thing that I can punish you the most with is staying in this marriage. Jesus. Talk about petty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna torture you, and she it's sort of sad because then she kind of just sits down. It's almost like very.
It's like, and you thought I used to be emotionally distant? And he kind of rubs his hand over his face with like no expression. He's like, you should just wait.
And it's kind of sad, right? Because it's almost like an abusive, like a emotionally abusive relationship. I feel like if the strobe wasn't so into himself and maybe just more, what's it called, cognizant of her,
right,
as a partner, then maybe this whole thing would have. But again, you've seen this in comics. You've seen it with Reed Richards getting so caught up in his genius work.
Right.
I mean, it is really hard being the smartest person in your universe. Right? Is like Reed Richards is like at the top with like Tony Stark.
Yep.
And but Tony Stark, philanthropist, playboy. He has a lot of other things going for himself, so he's able to fucking act normal. Reed Richards, same situation. Namor just, swooped in, slid into her DMs. And,
right.
was emotionally available. And so that's what happens. But then, then Strobe calls the whole team, and he's like, everybody come here now. And then Amok comes in with like a plasma TV, and he's like, got you a fucking plasma, bro.
Yeah, the toy deal didn't go through, and I know you wanted a big TV. I figured this will save the group.
And what's like, I think kind of the sad thing is like, because it's the 2000s, that thing is like a semi-flat screen 24-inch.
Right.
And I was like, that was big back then.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And that was expensive. Which I was like, I think he stole that.
And then Mr. Brain comes in and he's not wearing any pants.
He's like, well, what do you want, man? You told me to come
There
here.
is so much stuff going on in my brain at all times. I can't remember the mundane things like putting on pants.
Yeah. But then, like, they noticed, what's it called, Weevil's on the TV. He's talking about his new team.
Yep.
And then he makes, he's like, the specials, that's where they went to the school, special school.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, he is a jerk. And he's like, yeah, I mean, look at their new recruit. All she does is lay eggs.
Yeah, her special powers lay eggs. Yeah.
Which, I mean, okay, first of all, in context, might be a great superpower because you could possibly end world hunger.
But that's when
The whole team.
right, Invincible Girl, Miss Invincible,
Miss Indestructible.
Miss Indestructible. She's like, you gotta, like, kid, this is still your team. You gotta like quell this.
Yeah, the whole team kind of comes together.
And he stands up and he's like, well, sure, she lays eggs, but we've done our research. We wouldn't just hire anybody. And every time she lays an egg, it's exactly what she needs at that moment.
Yeah, maybe it's a fucking ninja star.
Right. Or, a smoke bomb. Yeah. Or, the key to a door.
That would be kind of useful, but also disgusting. Like,
yeah.
Like, just imagine a D&D character with that. You're like, oh, well, hold on. And you just, like, move to the corner of the room. He's like, don't look at me. Like, just imagine having to pick it up afterwards. Oh, it's so warm. There's a little shit on it.
Still a little sticky, yeah.
But this is probably the sweetest moment in this whole movie because the whole team kind of rallies around her and tries to cheer her up, and then all of a sudden they get blared. Oh, we have, all these other teams are off planet or doing other shit or on a press tour.
Right, and the White House is getting overrun by giant ants.
Yeah, so we get like a little Avengers Assemble situation and very 2000s graphics.
It's very like 1986 graphics.
Yeah. But it's cool though because you get to see power. You get to see all their little power demonstrations. Like Alien Orphan becomes a pterodactyl.
Right.
Power Chick, she like absorbed. Like her power was like absorption man. I think that's what his name was. What's it called? Because she doesn't absorb, but anything she touches, she can kind of become that material.
Right. Yes.
Was that his name? Absorb Man or something?
Yeah.
DC?
Absorbing Man.
Yeah. You see what's it called? Nightbird. She like strikes a pose. Minute Man becomes small.
Right.
So the whole team assembles and the movie ends there. Before we get into our thoughts about this movie, let's go ahead and do our other segment, High Star.
But it did have a post-credit scene.
It had a post-credit scene?
It's very small, but it's a little like this movie's in honor of Stretchy Boy. And then gives like his dates. So super short, super simple.
Let's go to our other segment. We have High Star, Low Star. Kobe?
So we got a 10 out of 10. Fantastic superhero spoof. Incredibly clever. Those who are disappointed with Mystery Men will not waste their money on the specials. Loaded with hilarious star power, this movie brings you a laugh a minute. Rob Lowe, Jamie Kennedy, and Thomas Haden Church lead us through a fun ride as the 7th or 8th greatest superhero team in the world. The fact that the movie is focused on the personal life of the group is not about fighting evil just adds to the great story.
Oh man, then we have 1 out of 10, possibly the worst film I've seen in a long time. Considering the extracts from reviews printed on the box, I expected this to be a truly side-splittingly funny film. How wrong can one person be? The film was extremely weak, the humor was labored and shallow, the endless barrage of bad language added nothing to the film, other than needlessly raising its certificate. The film seemed to drag on and ended at a point where it may have become moderately interesting. I am thankful for the fact that I only rented this. and didn't pay a laughable retail price of the DVD. The only thing truly entertaining about this title, I only wish that I could take legal action to recover some losses for 2 hours wasted. No, it's only an hour and 22 minutes.
Yeah.
Guy, come on. Think twice before renting or buying this film. It serves as a true testament that you should never believe the cover text of any on any American movie. Well, I guess you might have been foreign. I mean, I totally get the 1 out of 10 on here. I get it if it's not your thing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Like I really enjoyed it. I thought it had a great premise. It just it kind of came across like somebody's like college film final exam kind of thing.
I mean, definitely. I feel like I was like, all right, if you're gonna go full raunch, you gotta just add the titties, dial it up to 10.
Right.
Because I felt like the raunchiness of the film and the vulgarity of the film was sort of in a very like a what's it called, like a varying, or like maybe it's right down the middle.
Right.
5 out of 10 vulgarity scale. But it's just like, if you're going to be vulgar, if you're going to do the raunchy stuff, you might as well dial it up to a comedic level.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a weird, because it was like as I was watching this, I could see some parallels between this, the person said Mystery Men, this and Mystery Men. Like, that was really like, it was in my head. And my brain was like, this must have come out, and then Mystery Men maybe 5 years later, after they were like, hey, we you know, this movie had a great concept. Let's really ramp it up. Let's get some budget behind it, and we'll like really do like a
proper
film with Mystery Men. But it turned out like Mystery Men came out a year before this.
Yeah, 99.
I was like, oh, ouch.
That movie had a budget though.
It did.
Yeah, and that one was incredibly funny to me because it was silly.
Right, absolutely.
And again, it was a movie that knew it was silly, that it was goofy, and it kind of just dialed it up to 11. And like at that time, who better to dial it up than Ben Stiller?
Right.
and the oh my god, and the bad guy, what was his name? Joffrey Rush.
Yeah.
So he is also another actor. I've never been disappointed by any of his performances because he always brings it.
Yeah.
Always to the table, full course, 10 course meal.
Right.
Because I always love his little battle with Ben Stiller where he's using. Well, no, he wasn't the one using forks. Was he using?
But he was using his fingernails,
pinky,
pinky nails. Yep.
and I think that's what this was kind of gunning for. Maybe like maybe a more vulgar version of that. And yeah, like I said, like I think that's why The Boys works so well.
Right.
Because that one is just like, oh, okay, they're they're shitty people. You're like, you go through these stages like, oh, they're kind of like worrisome.
Right.
And then obviously the deep goes off the deep with Starlight.
Yeah.
And then you see heads getting blown up, freaking guys getting bombs in their butt and blown up. And that's just really where you have to take that film.
Right. And I'm like, it's interesting because they knew they had a small budget.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what the budget was on this, but I know that they obviously knew they had a small budget. So they basically, forgo all the fight. Like,
yeah, the fighting
there is no fight. This is all about the real world superheroes where they're basically living together.
Yeah. Oh my god, this movie has a Blu-ray.
It does. And it's got deleted scenes and
gotta watch it.
Interviews and stuff on it.
First of all, also another thing I have to say from the 10 out of 10, nobody is disappointed by Mystery Men. How dare you? How dare you, sir? That's also a movie I'd get on Blu-ray.
Yes. Yeah, Mystery Men's.
Because Kel was also really funny in there. He's like, I can turn invisible, but only when I'm naked. And when no one's looking.
No one's looking.
Which is super funny because there was a British show called The Misfits, who there was another character who had the same power. He could be invisible as long as nobody was looking when he was turning invisible.
Okay. Yep.
But that one was a little bit more darker and serious, but with bits of comedy. But yeah, this movie is very. It's very. It feels very. What's it called? Reality show, real world-ish. The conversations between them. It's kind of like. It feels like conversations that shouldn't be filmed. like every time you guys know this, it's like I don't know if it's like a trend or something, but like man, when people's group chats get exposed, those are the conversations that you're like, those are supposed to be secret.
Yeah.
Personal conversations, and that's sort of the writing that James Gunn has sort of had his style
Right.
on it. Obviously, the more bigger he got, the more tamer it's become, but it still has like small things, like in his movie, like Slither, that one, Toxic Avenger. He's kept up with it. Obviously, he could still be a lot more vulgar. I mean, the Suicide Squad,
Right.
which I'm pretty sure is like. I was like, oh, this is sort of what I wanted the specials to be.
Right, and then this would have been after Toxic Avenger.
Mm-hmm.
And that Toxic Avenger took some spots and just went like way over the top with them. And that's how that movie ends up working.
Yeah.
And like if they did that with this, it's tough. It's like I said, I really liked the premise and like the jokes. Some of them really hit, some of them kind of don't, but like it's almost like I want Gunn to get a second crack at this, make a sequel, make a remake, something.
Oh yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun for him to redo this movie.
Yeah,
and give it like it would be so funny too if he got the original cast.
Oh right.
Like Rob Lowe is like riding on some highs right now just because he's done because he's been so big on TV lately. So it would be so hilarious if he was able to just get the original cast again.
Yeah. To
redo this whole thing, and at that point it would probably just be a passion project. He's like,
totally.
So good to see you guys. All right, guys, we're coming up to the end of the show. First thing I want to say is make sure to check out all of our other months. We got plenty for you. You know, we have AI month. We have the librarian month.
Stephen King month.
That's huge.
Robert Pattinson month.
We got Tubi month.
Oh, that's right. Tubi originals.
We have everything you guys would need for holidays. We have what's it called? Bad Shakespearean movie month.
Right, yeah. We do the gambit. Big budget, small budget. Well, basically, we're looking for the underrated movie. That movie that everybody should be watching, but not everybody's heard of. And we're just giving it a little love. Yeah. A little back massage.
Yeah, a little bit of light for you guys. But if this is the first time you guys are joining us, we do our reviews in 4 different sections. We have Stream It, DVD It, Blu-ray It, and the Ultimate Box Collection. Colby, where are you at for this one?
Oh man, I really think I feel like I got to do the Blu-ray. Like I really, it's not a great film, but it wants to be a great film. And everybody in it, like it's got all the potential. It's not like we could send it through some training and it'll get better. But man, I gotta give this Blu-ray, give this a little love.
Yeah, I think so too. For its faults, like I think they don't outweigh how the movie's pretty enjoyable. It's very what's it called, reminiscent of the time it was written.
Right.
You know, it's very 2000s, late 90s type of like conversation dialogue. It's like a little time capsule of like the vulgarity that used to be spoken during the time and the jokes that were most likely not okay in today's world. Like the dog thing would have been like, Twitter would have went wild with that joke.
Absolutely, yeah.
Or-
oh my God, did you see what the gun did with this movie?
You see the jokes he wrote in it? That's so vulgar. Yeah, it is. It's, but if you like these sort of spoof type of films,
Yeah.
the reason why I remember didn't like anything after Scary Movie 3, it's because then like the jokes sort of became at that time outdated, because 3 and on it very much felt like Airplane.
Okay.
Which, if you don't have somebody like what's his name,
Leslie Nielsen.
if you don't have somebody like Leslie Nielsen to helm that sort of comedy,
Right.
you have to get specific actors to really pull off that type of comedy.
Yeah.
Which they didn't kind of have. I mean, God, the girl who played Brenda from there, she's probably my favorite in any of those things, because to this day I kind of still quote that where he's all like, "See me, man, this bitch is getting water." This bitch is getting water all over my carpet. That shit is so. That's what I think about every time I step onto like my bath mat or like my shower mat thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I'm getting water all over this mat.
And honest, like a spoof movie like that, it gets more difficult because there's so many jokes you can make in you. Definitely 2 movies worth of jokes that you can play off of all the horror movie tropes.
Yeah.
But then you run out of those, and then you're either repeating yourself or you're doing like these like little underground movie tropes that people aren't getting, or you're trying to you lose the magic by trying to throw your own jokes.
Yeah.
You're making fun of your own movie instead of making fun of the movies that everybody's been watching for the last 20 years.
Yeah. And like, yeah, and then it became a lot more tame after that. I think because like the Wayans brothers had pushed like some envelopes,
Right.
like that testicle joke on the first one.
Right.
My gosh, hilarious.
Yeah.
Now it would not be cool, but hilarious.
Yeah.
And so this is sort of like in between those 2 movies, right? It could be great if it went. It could be great if you went to the full 10.
Right.
Just 10 it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Give me
Yeah.
all the vulgarity, the
Yeah.
and all that stuff. But yeah, I would definitely probably get this Blu-ray too, just for like the deleted scenes and the interviews with the cast. And
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's like past interviews or if it's like more up to date. It's like, oh hey Jemmy, remember that movie that you did, the specials? Can you tell us about it?
Interestingly, I kind of I looked into it a little bit. So the DVD the Blu-ray came out in 2020, and the DVD came out in like 2010. But the DVD was like, this is kind of like an underground movie, so it was like really limited. So the DVDs are like really expensive because they're like so far and few between, really hard to find. And then the Blu-ray is like regular Blu-ray price.
Yeah, some people just get crazy about collecting stuff, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check all of our
socials, our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Threads, TikTok.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta do some videos on TikTok.
I did one today.
Oh, all right. I could do one tomorrow. But yeah, no, definitely check us out on all that. It's easy. TikTok and probably our Facebook account is probably the best ways to reach us.
Yep.
To get your suggestions out.
Yeah, just let us know what you think. Show us some love.
Or hate, whatever.
Or hate, yeah. Just start a conversation.
Yeah. But thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out the theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on our Apple Music Podcast 3, and our Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.